Okay, we have some bare halachas to learn. See, it said that page 38 halacha beis. The Mechaber had said that if a non-Jew spins the thread for tzitzis, even if you have a Jew instructing every moment to have in mind he's doing lishma, the Rama's position is puzzle. Because we say adaita nafshikovid. Because a goy has a mind of his own, he doesn't pay attention. The Rosh says no. Godel al Gabov, that he's been instructed, he follows instruction, therefore it's valid. However, that's only if the process is not a lengthy process. Right? Mishna Berura said that even the Rosh agrees that if it's over an extended period of time, what he originally instructed him, he some drifts off into his own mindset. Okay? So therefore he said, so if let's say he has to spin a very large amount of thread to create the thread, what he originally had told him to have in mind has no effect on what follows. Therefore it's not valid. Okay? Then he says, B'shas adchak, person has no choice, he can rely on Shitas HaRosh to use those threads that were spun by a goy, but it had to be Godel Gabav. Only if a Jew stood there to instruct him to have in mind Lishmo. Okay? Let's see over here. We have Ramo. Hago. V'noagish say Yisrael Ma'at. He says, the minig is that if a goy is spinning the thread, the Jew is also involved to some degree in the process. You have to put the parchments to take the hides and make them into cloth. You have to have in mind specifically it's being done for Sefer Torah, Tefillin, Mezuzah. What about if a non-Jew does it? Is it valid? It's the same idea. You have to have kavanah. So if he has a mind of his own, it would seemingly be the same argument over here. According to Rama, would not be good. According to the Rosh, it would be good. Correct? So that he says, but just as over there, he says the minig is that a Jew also participates in putting it in, together with the goy. Utzrichin sheziro shusurin lishmon. You have spinning, then you have the twisting. Right? We're speaking. We have a 4-ply thread, the tzitzis. So you take a number of threads and you twist them. Right? You could undo the tzitzis. They come apart. So he says the zero has to be done lishma. Let's see the Mishna Berura Yud Beis. All this is according to the Rosh. Al the Ramlo Mahani Kozeh. He says, even according to Rosh, that it's not important for the Jew to participate together with the Goy. But he says, but according to Rambam, even the Jew would participate to some degree, it's meaningless. According to Rosh, even if the Jew did not participate, the Jew only was present to instruct him to have in mind the Shema, that's sufficient according to the Rosh. Since the Jew is there, standing by and teaching him to have in mind the Shema, he said, if he's not instructed, even the Jew participates to some degree, it's not valid. See, this we discussed yesterday, Bishalakum. A Jew stirs the pot once. That's enough. He doesn't have to do more than one stirring the pot. Even though ultimately the goy does most of the cooking. For one stirring, it has to be stirred 100 times to be fully cooked. That's called the Jew participating in the cooking process. That's enough. Here it's not just because he participated. It has to be factually shema. So if the Jew originally set up the loom and turns the wheel once, what follows, he's not involved. So if the goy does what follows and no one is there to instruct him what to have in mind, it's definitely possible. Because we say, definitely the goy has no relevance to having thinking lishma. The kaim alon, Messiah Ebo Mamosh. When it said, Utsrichin, what did you say?
We say the same thing about matzah. The goy was eating the dough, the Jew was standing there saying, you should think the same matzah. We say that is significantly used.
No, same thing. According to the Rosh. According to the Rosh.
According to the Rosh, he would have to say the same thing.
Same thing. We're not differentiating between tzitzis and matzah. It won't be the same. Utsrichin achute. This, they have to be twisted, lishma. For the sake, achuti tzitzis da'al makoi v'lo atov na'akum. When a Jew makes, initially the thread is spun by a Jew, 100%. The thread qualifies as tzitzis. So now how do you make tzitzis? You take a number of threads and you twist them. I mean, if initially the threads were made without the kavanah of lishma, and a Jew takes those threads, he has kavanah, he twists them lishma. It's too late already, right? The first stage also has to have. What, the first stage has to be lishma, the second stage. Shira, what is shira? Hainu sheich baleim achat vio l'shnaim yishbring. You take two, either you take the same thread, double it, and you twist it. Vim kofal kolchut lishmono, ushzoro kamkein. What about he took the same thread, long thread, and he folds it over 8 times. And then he twists all 8 folds of the thread, leslanbo. V'tamash lashiro. Where do we see that you're supposed to have more than one thread in tzitzis? Maybe one thread is sufficient. It has to be a multiplied thread. Each string has to be... You could have one folded over. It's okay. Right? But I'm
almost saying that 8, you would have thought that 8 is too much. Shouldn't be.
But the question is, what is the basis for zero? That has to be twisted. Tana b'sifri v'oslem tzitzis. Says you should make for yourself tzitzis. Shomeani yaset tzitzis k'mo shehu. We'll see. We'll talmud lo b'vod nostro al tzitzis hakonot psil tcheles b'tovoi v'shosor pirish came b'mishkan. Tahavi shosor. It says tcheles, right? Tcheles put on in Mishkan. It was tcheles, and the Mishkan, it says that it was shosor. It was twisted. Threads were twisted. They were multiplied threads. We just read in last week's parsha. There were 24. It was a 24 thread, ply thread. Each thread was 24 ply thread. In Ami, the stamp psilo, hishur, it says psil, right? Hakona psilt, what's a psil? Psil normally means a wick. A wick is a psil, right? In modern Hebrew, what's petilim, right? You buy little boxes of wicks, right? It's called psil. A psik is what? A wick is what? Is multi. It's made up of two. You twist it.
How many?
We'll see. What 8 is hitter.
The 3, we're not talking 3.
Engli el tcheles lovim minayim. So good. So psil tcheles. So the tcheles, the thread that's dyed, the color tcheles has to be twisted. How do we know even the white strings have to be twisted? Just as the tcheles is spun and twisted, identically, the white thread is also spun and twisted. Ayin be'alocha, lishmon. It has to be done lishma. The mitvia ve'elech hu akol b'chalasio. From spinning, going till you actually tie it onto the corners of the corner, everything has to be done lishma. Even when you put it through the hole. You put it through the hole, it has to be put, I'm putting it through the corner for the sake of tzitzis. When you make the knot, it's for the sake of tzitzis. Everything is lishma. The kaimelon tzorch lishma kosmog and Avram daf b'diavad ma'akev im lo yishurim lishmon. Says this is not just a hidur, that it should be twisted lishma. If one doesn't twist lishma, it's possible. Chemash bir agrov yesh mekilin. However, there are those who are lenient. B'diavad al bilti shiro. What about he didn't even twist it? You take a single ply thread. He says, the Chofetz Chaim says he shows this is definitely an opinion you should not rely on. That if it was not, it's not a multiplied thread, it's not considered valid. You have a single thread. He said the two questions. Do you need the evidence? Let's say it's not twisted, just spun. Is it valid? He said some say even that is valid. Is that under no circumstance you should rely on that? Wait 1 second. What about if it is twisted, but it's not lishma? He says, b'diavad you can rely on that, because those who say that zero, you don't need lishma. Kev dat fi lishma kol osa das rishon osa. Even it's a little bit of chiddush, because it's a different process. You spin it, and then afterwards you twist it. Let's see, it's days later, right? So to associate one with the other. Says even then we still say that the intent was to continue the process where he had begun it, which was lishma. Okay.
Just the general concept. Why is the lishma concept so crucial to tzitzis and say Yeah, stirring the pot once and leaving it.
Has nothing to do with stirring the pot. That has no bishalakum. The whole idea is because who do you...
Why do we trust the guy after?
No, we're talking about as a mashgiach. Or he's locked in a room, there's no other ingredient. He can't do anything. He can't make it not kosher. All the ingredients, the pot are kosher. He just put the pot on the fire. Is that called bishalakum? The answer is called bishalakum. The non-Jew made the fire, put the pot on the fire. If the Jew stirs it once, it's enough. That means the Jew participated in the cooking process. Therefore, the end product is not going to be attributed to the goy. So therefore, all the issues of assimilation are actually at bay. We don't have to be concerned. Because the person who benefits is not going to identify the food with the goy, because the Jew participated in the cooking process. So it's not a lishmo. It's a whole different concept.
Really?
Even today, when you buy like hand strings, I mean, they all look like they're twisted by a machine. I was looking at my son's bought one,
I'm telling you, they have, it says on the thing, like zero, but no, it's not speaking, twisting it.
They twist it by hand?
They hand.
Yeah, I was looking at
It's much, they put it on the thing, and a number of threads, they twist it.
by hand.
By hand. That's lishmo.
Because the vast majority of that
No,
is, gotta be-
because again, not everybody holds that you need shizir. He cites, there's something, you don't need shizir lishmo.
we're relying on the
So they're relying on that, correct. Most tzitzis are not. It's an exceptional chumrah.
Should you take just a second? Is it a long process and see if it functions?
You're taking 8 threads
Right.
and twisting them.
I'm just trying to
You're making an 8-ply thread.
Kavanah here. If it's a long process, how do you have focus for a long period of time? How does someone do,
You don't have to focus. It's cool. It's just the mindset.
Right.
It's where you begin, even though we consciously don't think of. So I'll give you an
Right.
example. Chaim Voloshin says, when you do a mitzvah, you're supposed to think lishma. Think lishma. So you study Torah, you think lishma. So he says, before you start studying, you have a mind, I'm studying lishma. And now you delve into a certain subject matter for hours. I mean, factually, if you think about lishma, it's a distraction of focusing, trying to understand what you're learning. So when you're learning, you're not thinking lishma, correct? But since when you began, the mindset was whatever I study should be for the sake of the mitzvah, that is the equivalent because that sets the mind in place. What is your mind? I'm doing this lishma. That's what it is.
Right, so why couldn't a non-Jew do that? He could just start by saying, I'm doing this because this is what I'm supposed to do.
Because
And
what happens if a person starts lishma and then he has some other idea in the middle?
Right, well, that's what I'm talking
That's the guy. The guy's mind has some other idea.
about.
Another idea. No, he's not doing lishma any longer. If he asks the Jew, do you want it lishma? He says yes. Continuously wants it lishma. He has no other reason to do it other than the way it's supposed to be
Even
done.
if his mind wanders to something else.
Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference. Something else means maybe not he's thinking about something else.
Right.
But the guy, it's much more than thinking about something else. He couldn't care less. Okay, let's see the sister show. Yeah, if I get that's why we have to start learning to see the Be'er Alocha. If I get under no circumstances the guy qualified. And the Gemara says, right. Yes. We rule. It's an argument. It's an argument the Gemara, and it's unresolved. So therefore, the Mechaber rules by Doraisa we go to Chumrah, and we don't say Stam Lishma. You have to have in mind the major Rabbanans. Of course, it's a question of Rabban Kula. Even if you don't have in mind, it's considered valid. We rule Stam is not Lishma. A neutral mindset is not sufficient. You have to have initially something positive about the mitzvah. That's Makabal Tumah. You don't need the lishma. What happens if you have bamboo that's torn out of the ground because there was a tornado?
There was.
You could use that bamboo for schach.
They cut the trees in Israel to make, also they just prune the trees. It's not the Shema. They do have